What's up, baseball glove repairmen and women? Really liked the video that was posted today by Dan Davis. Really like the idea. It has been a long time since I've done any videos that show kind of how I think or how I work with things, and his was a really good kickoff to getting those types of videos up from multiple folks. So this is not a response. This is just, oh, that's a good idea. I should do that, because as I was watching how Dan was working, I realized that I do some of those things quite a bit differently. And it came down to the fact that it looks like different tools are being used. So I'm going to take apart this A2000 PF88 in front of you. I have to break it down to rebuild it. So first thing I'll do is I'll show you the tools I've got. This is, I think they're called a lineman plier. It's basically a cutting edge, no springs. Some people have these with springs in them, some people don't. I don't mind this right here. This works okay for me, that action. The next thing is, you can either use, this is a Gerber that has a slide opening, so the one-hand throw opens, right? That works. I usually wind up with the Gerber, this is a Gerber suspension, so it is spring-loaded, and this would be for pulling out laces, okay? For the most part, I'd use my fingers, but the thing that I didn't see in Dan's video, and a lot of guys don't know this or use this, this is your secret weapon. This is my secret weapon. It's called a hook pick. These are available from Menards, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever your local monster store is. They come in typically 4-packs, and they're picks. So these are made for picking locks and so forth. Now, obviously, I don't pick many locks, especially when I'm doing videos about gloves. But they come in usually these 4-head varieties. I don't know exactly what they're called. This, I don't have an awl. I use this as an awl. It's just a straight pick. This is actually the only one I keep needle sharp. These come from the store really sharp, so if you have a grinding wheel with a wire brush, you run the ends through it so you don't cut yourself, all right, or slice a glove. I don't know what this one's for. I use that once in a while, usually to get a piece of glue off. And then this is a straight right angle. I never use it for anything. And I use this all the time. Now, it initially will come with a longer, sharp point right here, and then basically a knife, kind of a knife edge up underneath the hook. It is a horribly effective thing at cutting your fingers with. So you got to make sure you buzz that part off and make sure that this doesn't really hurt you too bad. Maybe once a year I'll gouge myself with this thing. But because of the way it's built, you'll see very quickly that it can easily come around a loop and pull it out, so you're not destroying your fingertips. But so we've got an A2000 PF88. Dan's style, I don't know if I have a style, and he was very, very clever about what he cut out of where and which order. I'm not as much. I just want to make sure I have a larger cutting surface. So if you look at what his tools were, he used a very small side cutter with perhaps half as much cutting space, but a much smaller tool, much lighter. I prefer the longer tool because, especially for the top of the webs, I feel as though it gives me less chance of cutting the leather underneath. But truth be told, if you did cut the leather underneath, the lace would cover it, so it wouldn't be the end of the world. You're not going to cut right through it, okay? It's like a surface thing, but you don't want to get in the habit. So the key is also understanding your pattern, knowing what pulls out of where. That helps, but I know those things, so I'll try and do it as I go. So here's basically what I would do. I don't know if I can really tell a story while I'm doing this, and it's hard to show you, all right? So this is what sucks about having the camera over there. But I'll try and do it backwards. It'll take me a minute. So I like to just cut everything off on the inside. So I just slide under, and obviously you see what's going on. But I'm going to take it all the way apart, because this is also going to go right into kind of the difference between a lot of my work and a lot of work of most of the other guys who lace a lot of gloves. I'm not naming any names. You'll figure it out pretty quick when you watch some of the videos, or you listen to how they take things apart and put them together. But I'm not naming any names, okay? This is about learning. I just cut both of these straight through. Now technically, because it's a Wilson on the back, you don't need to cut all those, because they'll just yank apart. just because you probably know that. Inside of the web, I cut all those. I'm trying to do it facing you, but it's really awkward. Come to the top, I go top down, okay, and there. And I usually will not cut my top coil when the glove is assembled. So I know Dan was showing how he cuts it when it was assembled. I never do that. Let's see. And then this is where I like the little bit more length because it's pretty easy to come through and take out all of these. And since the tip of this cutter isn't sharp, you can slide it safely between the welting of both pieces and never cut it. You're never going to hit it. That's why I don't really love the tiny, short, super sharp side cutters, because they're really good at kind of coming off the edge and slicing away at welts. Or I'm sorry, binding. I said welting. What is this, rookie day? Okay, and then up here. And yes, I always forget this too. So that's that's the glove. Now, there was a nice pattern he showed for up and down. I don't know what it is, so I'm just 1, 2, 3, 4, cut them all the way through, and then like he did, you just yank this thing apart. Then you rip open the bottom carefully. Okay, so now we're right to here. Now, these are apart. This is where I told you didn't have to cut that long one because you're just going to pull it straight out. Finger pulls are fine here. Because this is a Wilson, the way to pull the fingertips out doesn't require this back around loop. It's in the back around loop that you'll find in every brand but a Wilson that you just go, where's my hook pick? Where is it? You go to town with this baby. Rip, 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 and it flips them out of your way. You can throw them all over the place. If you've got a dog, they'll find them and eat them. There's the spring loaded for the couple of the tough ones where I got 2 pieces mounted really close on each other. Generally the knots just come straight out. Here's hook pick time. Pew, pew. Just pop them out. I like to pull the square knots out just by grabbing the knot. And then these are going to come out just with your hand. You don't really need a hook pick here. I'll tell you where the hook pick's going to make its money though. It's not. I haven't even shown it yet. It's not yet. So these all come out with just the fingers, okay? And you should find that within a few of these you're going to start getting some calluses, but the first few gloves you do, you can have some really sore fingers. And every once in a while this will snap open because it gets used a lot. So we've got, we have the bottom of the web. Let's pull those out. I don't know, he had a better pivot style, I didn't know it. He said, how do you pull these two out? Well, here's a little bit of a difference, because Dan, I'm not sure, don't quote me, he doesn't pull his gloves inside out all the time, I don't think, based on working on some gloves he had worked on. I do. So the best way to get these out is not to grab these, it's to pull that. Then you pull it out. So that's how I get mine out. So just grab this, pull it out. If for some reason, on some gloves, this doesn't want to come out, guess what you use to hold it still? Boom, the hook pick. You put the hook pick in one of these eyelets, and you make sure it comes through, okay? And then you can yank this out without tearing this and unstick this, okay? So that's how you use it. Your hook pick has got weird uses. So up here, straight out, that's out. Now here's where your hook pick makes your money, right there. Right here, especially with older gloves, when you have to get these stupid palm loops out without crushing or ripping apart the very flimsy, dry rotted leather sections that are in here, right? Your hook pick, you can get it around, you can see the other end, you can pull it knowing that you're never going to pull the hole out. So that's what these are for. It works really well for that. And there's one way in the corner that it's almost hard to get with anything else. There's your pick. And there it came out. Okay, so now this gloves apart. Web, not too hard. I still don't know why Wilson decides to make the bottom of their eye webs with this super annoying over and under pattern for this. I don't get it. Nobody else does that. You're like, they think it's their cool thing to do. I think it's stupid. This is, again, just the spring-loaded plier. Up here, remember, most knots pull out, right? And here's what I would do. Now, I would do my coil always separate, always last, and always laying down, so I can get these. I really don't know if I can get the angle. I'll try. I'll try. So maybe this will put it high enough. Maybe I should have used this the whole time, but oh well. So on an angle, right? And I like to go on an angle and press down against the table so that I can make sure I'm not cutting the leather underneath. But again, you can see I'm cutting down. Dan was cutting his free floating. I can't do it. I need more stability because I'm using, maybe it's because I use a longer cutting surface. I don't know. But this method for me is the way I do it. Usually, because there's 3 laces that are coming out of there, you're going to want to pull the middle one out, which of course is the last one to come out. Boom, that'll come out. And then once that's out, these aren't too bad. Famous last words, right? Yeah, these are sticking there good. Gee whiz. Duh. All right, and officially, we have a glove that has no laces, and I threw it in the garbage can. So no laces, no felt pieces, no web. They're all apart. Now, here's your next $1 million question. How do you get the inside to flip out? All right. There is palm adhesive. You want to see what's inside a brand new glove? Here it is. See it? See it? See this crap right here? See that? That's palm adhesive. It's disgusting. It's like a chewed piece of gum. It's everywhere. In order to get the inside of your glove out, you're going to have to use Vaseline. It's the easiest to use. You put the Vaseline up underneath, and you have to go, I'm trying to show you, you have to go up in here. Can you see that? You have to go up. My finger's inside the finger right there. You have to go up inside with Vaseline because that palm adhesive will already be creeping up the finger felts. So you have to sneak, it's hard to show you, but you have to sneak around the edge and get Vaseline up between the finger felt and the inside of the palm. Once you've done that, you can then pull it out. Now, sometimes it can be hard to pull these out, sometimes not too bad. You start from the pinky. Pinky first. Grab around the back side of the third finger. You don't want to be pulling against the Vaseline. Pull along the back side. Pull down and out. Will pop out. Middle finger. Hold the top. Down and out. Don't press this too tight. Then you'll pin the felt. And then the middle finger, or sorry, index, down and out. If for some reason the glove is very old, what are you going to use again to stop this? Hook pick on the top, and you'll be able to pull against it without pinning the felt in place. That usually shows up on a lot of times on Mizunos, where they have this extra piece that kind of rims the edge and sometimes gets caught. So hook pick and then pull. This is how every single Wagner baseball glove repair break-in relace job starts. This. Every one. So if someone says they're going to relace or break in their glove, if they're going to relace your glove, you can ask them, do you take all of your gloves and turn them inside out? And if they say no, I can tell you for sure one thing they aren't taking out all of: a palm adhesive. It's that easy. You have to do this to get it out. You know why? Because look, see? It's up in the felt. So if you scrape it out of here, you're missing all this. And then it wraps around the sides. See it? That's palm adhesive around the back of the finger. What's it going to do there? Nothing. It's not going to help. There it is. It's wrapped around the edge, right? Sometimes I find it way up in here. But you got to get that crap out of here. So Vaseline, thumbnail, spoon. There's a few other methods to do it. If you've never taken a glove apart like this, like 97% of you never have, and you get stuck on how to put it together, you're going to have to call me to put it back together. I'm not going to leave it out here. I want you guys to try this, but if you get stuck, I'm a safety net, but I want you to learn how to do it. Okay? This is what a glove, I believe, should look like before you put it together. I'm not a lace chaser. I didn't learn how to relace gloves by chasing lace. I never even heard of the concept. It would have saved me a lot of swearing. when I was about 15 to 18 years old. But what it helped me do was memorize patterns pretty well. So that is what a Wagner baseball glove repair relace or break-in, because they're the same stuff, will always look like before I go to work. That allows me to punch all those holes out, because I do it every time. Not sometimes, not occasionally, every time. So some people will ask me, Dave, your work is $20-30 more than Joe Schmo over here or Bill Schmo over there. And I'll say, are they turning all their gloves inside out? Are they taking out the pommades? Are they punching all the holes? Are they stressing all the lace? The answer is almost always no. So kudos. I appreciated very much Dan Davis's kicking off this idea. Let's get more folks who do gloves. All you got to do is set up your phone and do your best. And then make sure you record the video, and then you can do edit, but then post it at one time. Don't wait. Dan had some trouble because he tried to live feed it. That relies on your internet. But if you can just take the video and then shoot it and send it later, it'll always show up nice and smooth. So anyway, that's how I prepare any glove to be rebuilt, and how I take apart a glove. And remember my tools: a spring-loaded needle nose of any type, the long utility plier. Okay, it's got a cutting edge, and a hook pick. This is the one that almost nobody I've ever worked with has ever used. This thing is a get-out-of-jail-free card. It solves a lot of weird problems. So you can get them in 4-packs for like $5 at Menards, Lowe's, Home Depot. $6 Home Depot. These are about $35 because they're Gerbers. Make sure if you get one of these things, if you don't know this already, Loctite, all these stupid things. These are T9 star tighteners. These things get undone all the time and pop out, and then your whole thing's broken. I found that out the hard way. Regular Gerber, the slide lock, so you know how to use these things right. Of course, I can't do it when I need to. So if you want to open it, one hand, there you go. About $30. There's my tools, and there's how I do it. So maybe that helps. Maybe just the ideas. Look at Dan's, look at mine. Maybe it's somewhere in between for you. That's the point. New ideas, sharing them. It's 2020, baby. This is the new and improved Baseball Glove Repair Network. Anyway, make it lovely days.